Hello and welcome to Scarlet Serpent readings. Thank you for joining me for this mini collective reading where we are going to be finding out what you don't see about yourself. And of course, I want to thank you for your support in my channel and wishing you the best, really. So let's find out. Nine of Swords. You're an overthinker, and I don't think you... I'm saying I don't think you fully realize how active your mind is. But that being said, you're incredibly loving and caring and very confident. Not just confident, sorry, but well, yeah, in your emotional intelligence. We have two nines here, so this is you. Okay, so this is what it is. You are aware of how you process emotions, how you could actually understand people purely from an emotional level. But what I also think is that you don't fully realize how much you think, how much dialogue there is in a lot of different circumstances, and how that the inner dialogue can be debilitating. And I also feel as though you don't fully, what you don't know about yourself, at least not to the fullest extent, is how there's kind of like a filter that you could put up between the emotions and thoughts that you have. It's like, I don't know, I'm just seeing it as water. Water has minerals, and the minerals, I guess, not necessarily in a positive or negative sense, but there's stuff in the water, in other words, and that stuff is thoughts that are attached to the water, thoughts that are attached to the emotions and associating them when you can, if you wanted, kind of just feel the water in its pure state, like filtering out other people's water as it's coming in, and distinguishing when that water is like what's the source of the water, and is that part of your ocean or your pool or little pond or your body of water that is, yeah, your emotional body. So it's like, yeah, it's kind of like the thoughts, if you could see this, are, these two are very connected. I mean, in terms of imagery, it's like, because the face of this figure is gone. The face is on this figure, and it's just kind of, I'm almost thinking of something about ego or identifying with the emotion. This happens sometimes, but identifying with it where it's like, oh, I shouldn't, or I should, or I am angry. It's interesting. It's like we tend to say I am and then the emotion, when in reality it's like the emotion's just visiting, or it's like, oh, anger is here, I'm not anger, anger is here. And I think that's a subtle shift that you have the ability to, you won't know until you've already started doing it. So if you know what I'm talking about, please let me know in the comments. We have the Eight of Swords, so that's feeling a sense of trapment, like, and this is something that's underneath your awareness, yeah? So it's like, sometimes family, friends, strangers, just being around them, you feel like you're bound by their experience just by being an empath. Of course, you could do shielding and grounding and energy protection work and something like that to prevent these thoughts from coming in, because it's also part of the collective consciousness. So in other words, you're very tapped into both elements of people. You are a very good receiver of energy. And while you might know that, I don't think you fully, or you're fully aware of how deep and rich and thorough your ability to absorb any kind of energy is. But what you feel the most is a loud mind and a shifting heart center. That's just, some days it's really good, some days it's really bad. We have the Knight of Cups. Let's put this. This feels more like advice, no? To slow down a little bit. I'm saying slow down for a night, but yeah. So now we're seeing some pentacles come in with the Seven of Pentacles in reverse. It feels like work for you. Sorry about that, the audio cut off, but it's as though managing other people's expectations, it does feel like work, and it feels like work that doesn't, in other words, the work comes in that you have to feel everything. That's the work, really, is that when you go shopping, when you go to parties, when you interact with people, is that you know that you're going to feel them. You know you're going to feel their thoughts, the collective thoughts, the emotions, the intensities. And that's why I think moving to places where the exterior reflects your heart is really important for you. And that's why finding a community and very strong friends is important to you. And you've learned to put up these walls, and not let as many people in for that reason. When people, even if you think about it, I think that you realize that's why maybe you don't have that many friends that are really close to you. It's you're very protective of your energy. You've learned to do that. And the Lovers. It's interesting if you've seen this in order. Last reading had the Lovers too, and that was filmed on a different day. So it's interesting because you could see this as harmonious connection with other people, but more yourself, and how these energies that you're picking up from others, in a way, it's a reflection of you. It's kind of mirroring things back. So if people seem overwhelming, it could also be that there's this calling to make peace with both sides of you, with the yin and yang. And I think just one of those sides might be out of balance in some way. The Two of Swords. And that might be why you sometimes hesitate with making decisions, is not just the decision itself. It's not necessarily like, what will be the outcome of this and that, although it can be. It's more of how your decision will impact others. Sometimes slows you down. Sometimes thinking about the community, loved ones, family, friends, that this can slow you down a little bit. And it's kind of like a hyper awareness, that you are actively aware of your own thoughts, that are like, okay, well, my mind is running, I don't know really what that decision is best for, if it's best for me, if it's best for other people, or just keeping the peace. And that's probably where you have been shifting as well. Like, not only how do I say, it's not that you're not fully aware of this part of yourself, is that it was kind of underneath the level of consciousness, and whether you realize it or not, you've you've been this and you've shifted it as well. So now, as you think more about yourself and how different interactions suit you and how you feel, so it's kind of navigating with feeling as opposed to the mind. Because with the Lovers, I do feel it's not a card of water at all, but I kind of feel like that's, in this case, where you'll be able to merge the two energies, the two energies within yourself, but also merging the energies of the exterior world and all of the things that you can't really control, and just kind of the environment and people that can be difficult or really nice, you never know, but in the internal world where you can have a little bit more control of. And there's this balancing that you've been trying to harmonize for a while, and I think that might be something that's hidden from you in a way about yourself. Let's see how you could kind of bring this into awareness and bring the internal external world into harmony. It's kind of a shift in the reading, but I kind of feel like that would be nice, you know, if this reading resonates, and that's true. Can you bring... So this is the World card, which it might be a bit easy to say that we're all one, that sort of thing. So it's not at a conceptual level of understanding that. It would be when you breathe, you really breathe into everything at once. You're breathing for yourself, and you're breathing kind of to experience everything. It's freeing. In simple terms, it's the breath. You have the Queen of Fire in reverse and the Moon. So you have Two of Swords here. Kind of these lines are like pillars, so I would take that as confirmation too of setting boundaries. But the shift could be what determines when you put up boundaries? Is it fear? Or is it actually for your own clarity? To not be influenced by other people, to not be diminished by others too. That's a good time to put up the walls, when someone undermines your power or tries to redirect it in a different path. It's like this being is opening up those two, opening up to everything. So maybe putting these walls down. Let's clarify these. I guess this is going to be longer than a usual mini reading. I don't know if I should. We have the Death card underneath the reverse Queen of Fire, and then 7 of Wands as well. This is like a shining out. It's dying, it's ending, holding back your fire, because we haven't seen any fire in this reading. It's completely out of it. So it's almost like exerting more control of, more power in your being, in your essence. It's coming out of the water, not being afraid. This is interesting because we have the 2 pillars, and usually there's 4 wands on each side, so that stability and Aries with what was that? Venus. Venus, Aries, and then the Lovers. There's this, once you love yourself fully, completely, it'll be easier for you to fully trust in other people. I know that's kind of, I don't know. But once you fully love yourself, fully understand, not even understand, when there are things that you do or feel that you don't understand and you're still completely okay with it, and even if you don't know if that's an external source or another influence or something that needs protection, or if it's just you, your subconscious, to move through life gracefully. That's part of what's being hidden as well, is that transition into grace and ease in daily living, in being. So hopefully this reading was helpful. Please let me know in the comments, and I hope to see you in the next one. Take care.